special discount. Just mention this ad. Please call our office to schedule your appointment today. 866-314-4443. And from all of us here at Mike Scott Plumbing, thank you for your service.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. If you look in the archives of Ocala News, you will find that long time ago, Robin and I did a radio show that was for the blind. Remember that, yes. Of course, Robin? I don't know how many of our listeners remember that. It was a long time ago. It was an idea that grew from a visit we had with the Florida Center for the Blind. And when we said, is there anything we can do for you, anything we can help you with, any audiobooks? No, we have plenty of audiobooks. We have plenty of audio publications. The one thing we don't have is an audio version of the local newspaper. And so we volunteered to create a cassette every day of reading, not the entire newspaper, but probably a good 90 minutes of it, right? It was like a 90-minute cassette back in those days. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so we would deliver the 90-minute cassette, and then we said, you know what, why don't we just do a radio broadcast, but we're going to have to get permission. Long story short, we got permission, we did it. The other news media picked up on the fact that we were doing it. Mm-hmm. We had kind of a little local phenomenon going on with that, but in the course of doing that, we got to meet the folks over at the Florida Center for the Blind and learned how a blind person is independent, can be independent in this world where vision is often a necessity. In fact, you took a cooking class with blindfolded, yes. Right?
Yep.
This two days from today, there is going to be an event down in Orlando, and there will be an attempt to break a world record and hold a record in the Guinness Book of World Records to create an umbrella mosaic.
Yeah.
Now, we weren't sure what that is. We're still not sure. We looked it up. We went on Google, but we're still not sure we know what we're talking about here. Kevan Worley is on the phone. Says here he is a blind entrepreneur and a member of the National Federation of the Blind, and they are going to attempt to create the largest umbrella mosaic with 2,000 blind people 2 days from today in Orlando. Good morning, Kevan Worley. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, Robin. How are y'all?
Pretty good. Where are you right now? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling. I hope we have a decent line. I am in my room at the Rosen Center in Orlando, where we're going to break this record. And so I'm at the hotel at the convention. Larry, it's the 75th anniversary of the founding of the National Federation of the Blind.
Is that right?
Yeah, so it's our diamond convention, everybody's saying. So we're breaking convention records. People from all over the nation will assemble at the convention for meetings and plenary sessions and a wonderful banquet and exhibits of technologies all week. In fact, well, first of all, thanks for working with the center to develop the cassette newspaper. I hadn't heard the word cassette in a while, Larry.
That shows you how long ago it was. By the way, you have a fabulous voice. You've got a radio voice. Do you
openings, Larry? Any openings?
Any openings?
Well,
yeah.
my job might be available. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, especially after this interview, right?
Exactly. So where are you from? Are you from Orlando?
No, I'm from Colorado.
Okay.
And I serve in a number of different capacities or roles, but in the National Federation of the Blind, there are tens of thousands of us, family members and blind people, whether you're totally blind or low vision. We say low vision or no vision. You're welcome to be a part of. We really are an advocacy, information exchange, civil rights, self-help, all those things rolled into one over the last 75 years.
So we looked up umbrella mosaic, so this is what we think it is. We think it's a bunch of people holding umbrellas that each have a different color, and it comes together like pixels to create one picture, right?
Thank you for doing my interview for me.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much right. I think you know more about it right now than I do.
How? How do I know more?
Yeah.
But what?
You looked it up. I didn't access Google. I've just been promoting the doggone thing.
Okay, are you going to be holding one of the umbrellas?
Actually, I probably will be, but I'm actually going to be on stage. I'm one of the two folks who we're going to sort of MC the event and sort of offer some verbal instructions to folks about standing. So what we've done, just
what is the picture? What is the picture?
Well, it's going to be a portion of the logo of the National Federation of the Blind, and a real vivid portion, one of the portions, and it will say, "Live the life you want." That's every organization has to have a tagline, and a motto.
Right.
And part of ours is "Live the life you want," because we really do every day raise expectations for blind people and society's expectations of blind people, because it's the low expectations historically that have been the obstacles between blind people and future full lives, living the life we want. So that's the message we want to send. That's what the drone who's going to be overhead will see, part of the picture, the mosaic. And, you're not the first person who said to me, "What is an umbrella mosaic?" And I'm like, I don't really know, but I'm sure there's a U in it. So come on and join us.
So do you have the umbrellas, or do we need to bring our own? I'm looking at the logo right now. So it's got green and red and blue, and then of course the phrase "Live the life you want."
Yeah, and we're going to give out umbrellas. That's one thing. Come and lift an umbrella with us, and you can keep the umbrella.
How nice.
That's just kind of people we are, Robin. So it's gonna be. I tell people it's like living, like kind of almost a living art piece. Like who's the artist that used to go around the country and do these sculptures where his name is not coming.
I know who you
mean.
Look
that up while you got the computer.
Yeah, I will. I'll do that.
Christo.
Right. Yeah, he put up all those. He put the drapes in Central Park or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was trying. I'm from Colorado, so not far from where I live in the mountains is just the glorious, picturesque. Sighted people tell me this is glorious and picturesque. The Royal Gorge, and he was attempting to hang some sort of metal, glimmering, shiny curtain kind of things over the vast Royal Gorge, and I think there was legal challenges in that kind of thing. But I tell people, come and do the National Federation of the Blind umbrella mosaic and be a part of that kind of moving, kind of imaginative art piece.
Do you know they say that if you could see home movies of yourself when you were a child, you were probably doing something that's similar to what you're doing as an adult. So in other words, if you look at a home movie of me, I probably had a microphone somewhere. So this guy Christo, he must have been like hanging his towels. He must have been hanging towels all over the living room. Just is where to begin. So
well, it probably was. I'm certainly was doing something artistic.
Probably, yeah. So can I? Were you born blind?
I was. We don't spend a lot of time in the National Federation of the Blind sort of saying, how did you get blind?
I know.
But it's no. It's a fine question. I wasn't rejecting it out of hand, but it's interesting because there are folks who, we have a number of blind veterans who've been blinded in Iraq or Afghanistan or even, Vietnam and other conflicts. We have people who are blind because of diabetes. We have a lot of seniors because of macular degeneration. Seniors realize that they can really find hope and help in the people and the programs we offer in the National Federation of the Blind. And I tell everybody, go to nfb.org or find a member of the Federation of the Blind and get involved.
So when we were working with the local Florida Center for the Blind, the one lady who we worked with, Marilyn Womble is her name. So hopefully she's still a listener.
She was the founder.
Yeah, she founded it, and she really had a really good relationship with her. And so I said, is there anything that people say regularly to you that you kind of wish people would stop asking about? And she said, well, I'm tired of people thinking that just because I can't see that I hear better than everybody else.
Yeah.
And I said, oh wow, I always thought that too. I just really thought that. And then she said, oh my gosh, did you hear that? And I said, no, I didn't hear anything. And I think she was trying to pull a fast one on me. Do you remember that?
I think she was pulling your ear.
I know. She was, yeah. But anyway,
So, Larry, I would agree. There are things that, frankly, I get a little tired of answering, but I'm not so sure that's different than anybody else. All of us have things we do, characteristics that people will tend to ask about. So as long as people are nice about it and don't mind if I only give them a 1-2 word answer, I don't hear better than sighted people. And if all blind people heard better, then there wouldn't be any deaf blind people. And certainly there are a number of people who are hard of hearing and deaf and blind and members of the National Federation of the Blind. I would say that although blind people don't hear better, obviously it's a sense that if we can hear, we tend to rely on that hearing. So you focus on it. You focus on all of your capacities, if you have any sense in the world, and try to use every capacity, ounce of creativity, problem-solving skills, whether you're working in radio or a blind person.
All right.
So I focus on, if I'm walking down the hall, I'm absolutely paying attention, trying to get what we call echo cues off of furniture or walls, and use those as kind of a guidance system.
Right. And
you pay attention more.
Kevin, can I ask you to just hang on for a break? We have to take a little break, and we'll be right back. And I want to ask you about the entrepreneur who you are, and this is a kind of an ingenious publicity stunt, if you will, or promotional tool, I guess, if you're offended by the word stunt. But I love it. I love what you're doing, and I love the fact that it's going to draw attention to it, and the fact that you're doing a radio tour obviously says something about your marketing skills as well. So let's take a little break and be right back, and we'll be right back. Hold on, I got to do this, and this, and we'll be right back.
I'm IFWC.com. Safe boating is no accident. Partly sunny, a thunderstorm in parts of the area this afternoon, high 90 to 92. A heavy thunderstorm this evening, otherwise cloudy, cool, low 69 to 73. Tomorrow, clouds break for some sun, a thunderstorm in the area, high 89 to 91. And then tomorrow night, a heavy thunderstorm in the evening, otherwise partly cloudy, low 69 to 72. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Steve Williams.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Robin, let's try a little plant trivia. Name this nursery. It's a not-for-profit, and it teaches growing and caring for plants to their students.
Oh, that's easy. Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? It's a nursery conveniently located between Ocala and Bellevue.
Again, it's Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? A nursery with a wide variety of just what you need or want at the most reasonable prices.
Kenny's Place, of course.
Kenny's Place at 7677 Southeast 41st Court. Give them a call at 867-1213. It's a caring place for people and plants. It's Kenny's Place.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
If you've been hearing about the crowded Eaton Speed Sandbar and Grill and were worried because you couldn't get in, I've got some good news for you. Seating is now available. While you're there, look up Chef Dave Del Rio. He'll buy you a drink. Now is the time for you to finally see firsthand what your friends are talking about at Eaton Speed Sandbar and Grill. Try Chef Dave's tantalizing Louisiana menu. Check out those gorgeous Lake Weir sunsets. Eaton Speed Sandbar and Grill on beautiful Lake Weir. Seating now available.
All right, 18 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. So I'm a tall guy, right?
Yes, sure.
And I get questions a lot of time about being tall, right? And it's the last question I want to answer, but I'll answer it, whatever the question might be about being tall. So I'd rather talk about the things that I do, the things that I love doing. And so we've been kind of unfair to Kevin. Kevan Worley is on the phone. He happens to be blind, but he's also an entrepreneur. And so, and he's using his skills, as his marketing skills, obviously, to help promote something he's very fond of, which is the National Federation of the Blind. Kevin, can I ask you this? When it says entrepreneur, have you started several businesses?
I have, and a few of them have actually even made money. You know how that is, Larry.
Yeah.
I think you've done some entrepreneurial things in the radio business, from talking to Robin offline there. But yes,
both of us, Robin as well. Yes.
Really, offline, I'm trying to lure you guys to come to Colorado Springs, where I live and where my Worley Enterprises is. But I've been very, very fortunate, and there are a lot of blind folks who get into entrepreneurial ventures, small businesses, and although there is a 70% rate of unemployment among working-age blind people, which I guess that makes sense. That's the people who would want to be employed are those of working age, yes. Yeah. And so, we try, a lot of folks, blind folks have found starting businesses to be very kind of the thing that you don't have to get interviewed and hired by someone.
Right.
So you can start your own business. But I've been in the food service business. I do actually military food service and janitorial contracting now. I've been doing that. I have Rooster's Men's Grooming Center franchises, which is kind of a moderately upscale barbershop, kind of a throwback barbershop, and just started a new venture called We Fit Wellness. Facebook has said We Fit Wellness, which tries to bring new ways of getting information about nutrition, movement, exercise into underserved populations. But this week much of the it's a fun project. It's something that I'm passionate about. We won't make any money doing it, but it's a fun project to do.
Yeah, but you're giving.
Well, we hope so. And, I try to give as much as I can, and so do so many thousands of people through the work of the National Federation of the Blind. And without the NFB, I don't think I'd have been able to do the entrepreneurial things that I've been fortunate and blessed to be able to do. So it's fun.
So part of the skill sets of an entrepreneur is to get the word out about whatever it is that you're selling. That's marketing typically was what we consider. This umbrella mosaic is clearly a marketing event.
Sure.
But there's nothing to be ashamed of. When I said earlier, what I call it, a
stunt. I loved it.
Robin and I have tried to. We've been trying to come up with publicity stunts forever that I think will work. So far, we've had no success. We've done a few of them. But
it sounds like the three of us might be able to dream up something. You never know.
But the thing is this: that to call it a publicity stunt doesn't seem to be unfair. I mean, as long as people know that it's just like if you're sitting on a billboard for 24 hours. Or 48, whatever it is, that's a stunt. Everybody knows it's a stunt, but the whole purpose is to draw attention to it.
Well, I think if you do it, Larry and Robin, with class, and you do a stunt that is not abusive or intrusive, but it is classy, and I think this will be. It also is something we thought up that we could do with the Rosen Center folks. They're great folks. We've been at these properties now with our national convention for several years, and we're coming back for 3 or 4 more years. And so they've been such gracious hosts and collaborators to get the word out as we try to get other folks to come. We've got a lot of folks coming to this thing, but we need a couple hundred more folks to come if we're going to break the record.
Do you have?
If you got 3,000 people at a convention, I'm sorry, Larry. If you got 3,000 people come to the convention, and you're trying to get 2,200 people to break this record, at any convention, 700 or 800 of them are going to sleep in or whatever. So we're really trying to find, a few folks from the neighborhood. They don't have to be all blind people. I mean, come on over, get Aunt Trudy and Uncle Sam Uncle Marvin to come over and hold an umbrella with us at 7 o'clock on Wednesday morning at the back lot of the Rosen Center. Free parking, prize giveaways. It's going to be fun.
Oh, nice.
Wow,
now, do you? This is what I want to ask you. Do you happen to know whether our local, the Florida Center for the Blind that I was referring to, do you know if any of them are showing up? And if not, we can, maybe they even know about it? Did you reach out to them?
I'm sure they did. I'm sure we did. Whether or not they're coming, I can't say. I don't know. Larry, what time do you get on the air? Wednesday.
What do we get on? 7? 7, yeah.
7. You get someone to drive them over. Get a bus together.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they got a bus. Yeah.
Yeah, bring them. You guys, why don't you guys broadcast remote from the umbrella? You could. I think it'd be awesome. You could say, and here at 3, 2. We're going to say 1, 2, 3, and all these umbrellas. 2,100.
Oh, is that how you do it? Oh, so everybody stands in their spot with the umbrellas closed.
Oh, wow.
Yep, umbrellas closed.
Oh, that's
get everybody
cool.
in place, and so they're all going to flutter up at the same time. And so I'm going to be fortunate to be one of the guys on stage. Myself and Gabe Casares are going to be on stage, and we're going to be able to say, on the count of 3. Although I think what we'll do is say on the count of NFB, and we'll go NFB, and they'll raise the umbrellas. It'll be quite
cool.
Oh, wow, that is cool.
Quite a fun thing. Yeah, it'll be nice, and
Okay, I'm going to tell you an idea that I have. I don't want to step on your toes, but here's an idea.
I'm ready.
All right, so you won't be able to see it because you're blind.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So is there a way? Now, this is food for thought. This is what I always call clay on the table. It's not formed yet, okay? But maybe between the 3 of us and other people, maybe you can form it into something. So I'm going to give you my idea in the form of a question. Is it possible to have an audible mosaic?
So I don't know, but we ought to think about what could you do with tones and flutters. Now, one of the things we are going to do, which I think will be fun, usually when you celebrate a big accomplishment, you get a big roar from the audience, right? Everybody applauds and screams. And
right.
So what we've decided is I'm going to say, all right, you guys, be as quiet as you possibly can. Let's all be real quiet, and then we'll go NFB, and instead of a roar, we'll just hear all these umbrellas unfolding, right?
Oh, that would
all
be great.
over the parking lot, like 20.
But the roar is going to happen anyway, because people.
You know what? They'll wait a few minutes. We've got pretty good discipline in the National Federation of the Blind. We're a pretty good force for change, we like to say. So when we do our advocacy work in D.C. or at state capitals, we're pretty good soldiers in the cause. One of the things we like to say, and I think it's true about the National Federation of the Blind, is together. It's together with love, hope, and determination that we transform dreams into reality for blind people.
Absolutely.
So we're going to do it together, and anyone else who wants to do it together with us on Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock, we'll welcome you with open arms and a free umbrella.
And it takes ordinary people. It takes regular people that are living this kind of life. We've had a representative in our area whose son was blind, and the son was in elementary school about 20 years ago, and he had helped them organize an Easter egg hunt. And for the blind children that were there, he got those special Easter eggs with sound so they could participate.
Oh, wow.
And that had never been done before.
Very cool.
So
Very nice.
it takes ordinary people that are living, to have this insight into things to make everybody else aware that these are things that need to be done.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty ordinary folks who strive and do the best we can. And some of us are blind, some of us have sight, some of us are wheelchairs, some of us are tall like Larry, some of us are short, and so all of us just sort of group together and try to change lives as best we can. And I'm just fortunate to be a part of the National Federation of the Blind to help do it. That's sort of my, what I believe in and what I think can make a difference. And so, alternative techniques. What he did really by putting the little sounds in the Easter eggs was develop an alternative technique. And we like to say to people, blindness is not a tragedy. Once you work it through with us and learn about alternative techniques and get that positive philosophy about living the life you want and learning about access technologies and really just go for it. And that's what we believe in the National Federation of the Blind. We've been changing lives, Larry and Robin, for 75 years. It's pretty amazing.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. 13 people from 7 states. I think about it this way. 13 people from 7 states. In 1940, when there really was no opportunity for blind people, got together and were audacious enough to say, we're going to call ourselves the National Federation of the Blind. Here we are 75 years later with thousands of people who are living the life they want because of the work that our predecessors did and we're still trying to do today.
Wow. I went to your website. Well, I went to the NFB website, I should say. So let me make sure I have the right one. NFB.org. Correct?
NFB.org, sure.
Okay. Yeah, now, if we want to go on Wednesday, let's get directions and give us. Do you have an address? Where do we go exactly?
I do. It's at the Rosen Center, and we are at 9840 International Drive in Orlando. 9840 International Drive. And now you know as much about where we are as I do because I live in Colorado Springs and I'm here at the convention. So I say grab the GPS and do come to the Rosen Center. They're lovely people. They really are. Harris Rosen and his crew are just amazing. I'm a little bit in the food service and the hospitality industry, so I recognize high quality service, and they are really tremendous. And they're working with us to, close off the back parking lot and still offer free parking for people who want to do the big Guinness World Record umbrella mosaic event. And it's going to be. I think it's going to be it's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy it, and I hope some sighted folks or blind folks that are not with us should come and stand with us for an hour, and then we'll flop the umbrellas up and we'll see what we spell.
The Orlando Eye is a landmark a little bit for the address. For those who want to know where it is, it's about a mile from the Orlando Eye. So the Orlando Eye is the new Ferris wheel. If you because you're from Colorado, you might not be familiar with it. It's a big 400-foot tall Ferris wheel, something like that?
Yeah, like the London Eye, only smaller.
So you're,
very nice.
You're at 9840 International Drive, not too far from there. Okay, so I have an idea where you are. Just off of Highway 528. I went online to look it up.
Yeah.
We're going to put these dots, like these big sort of foamy kind of dots that'll spell it out so people will know where to stand.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
it's going to be fun. So we'll have a nice formation, and we'll... it's going to be, and you get a wristband so that the adjudicator, I love that, the Guinness World Records folks have an adjudicator, and they actually count it, and then they're drone in the sky, Larry and Robin, that'll take the picture.
Awesome.
Using drone for peaceful purposes, which is always a good thing.
Kevin, thank you for what you're doing. You're making the world a better place. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to be with us. Have fun and good luck on Wednesday, and we will continue to promote it for what it's worth. We'll try to get some people down there from this area.
You're very kind. Thanks to both of you for having us.
Thank you, Kevin. That was great. We'll take a little break, and we'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. It was a show of defiance to Greece's creditors. Voters rejecting a plan to get more bailout money by giving in to more spending cuts.
The Greek Prime Minister saying the vote will give him a stronger hand in negotiations for a new bailout deal. But it's thought the Greek banking system only has enough cash to survive until perhaps tomorrow, unless the European Central Bank hands over emergency funds.
Fox Radio's Simon Owen in Athens. The U.S. and other world powers facing a Tuesday deadline to work out a nuclear deal with Iran. Secretary of State John Kerry in Vienna.
We're not going to shave anywhere at the margins in order just to get an agreement.
Yesterday marked 9 straight days of marathon talks to get Tehran to curb its nuclear program.